Hello and thank you for showing up today. We're going to be covering choke from behind, static, which means there's no push, there's no pull, it's just a static position, two hands wrapped around your throat. The fingers are wrapping my throat here, pressing into my throat, which is potentially cut off my air supply, and the hands are pressing into my arteries, which potentially cuts off blood supply. So I need to release that as quick as I can. And I'm doing that by sending my hands backwards to rip those hands loose. So anytime that you have a choking on food, your hands come up to your throat in a defensive type of move, which is basically what I'm doing now. As soon as I feel something around my throat, my hands come up and I put that together into a defense. So as the choke comes in, my hands naturally come up and I'm going to continue in that motion back like this right here. Now, I'm reaching all the way back this direction before I do my ripping because I may potentially get some eyes. So if his face is closer to me, as I come back, may potentially get some eyes on the way in. And this is also going to help me gain momentum. So the elbows come high, fingers go back, then I'm ripping here, okay? Now, I'm going to move diagonally backwards. So if you look at us facing this direction here, if we're on line, if you notice right now, our feet are in line with each other. What I want to do is I want to move backwards to where I'm half off line. So this foot now will be on his center line. This foot here will be off line. And I'm going to do what's called a kind of like a hip bump, where I'm actually making contact with the person. That way I make sure I'm in there close enough. Because if they have a long reach and I just simply step back like this and swing through and I hit air, then I miss my first strike, which potentially is what could have allowed me to break free. So I need to make sure I'm making contact with their body so I'm within range for the strike. And this is especially true in a low light situation in the dark. I don't need to see it all with this one here. As soon as I make contact with the hip, I'm in position and I know it. So when the choke comes in, my hands are going back, ripping, hitting, and recoiling. And I'm hitting by coming up underneath, almost like I'm glazing the side of my leg, so it should put me on his center line, because remember, my foot was on his center line. And I'm going right past that leg, straight in, loose wrist, up underneath, and hitting. Okay, so it's a hit between the legs, and then a recoil. So I hit and recoil. I'm loading up for my next strike. So I'm here, ripping, dropping down, hitting, recoiling, coming back up, making contact with the chin. Slight bend forward to allow my chin to rise so that I'm not hitting him in the chest, but not so far that I actually miss my target. So it's a slight bend forward here, and my eyes are on target so I can see that I'm making contact, okay? This is really important that I've got eyes on target, because there's a potential that for whatever reason, maybe this person was taller than Lee here. So if I was coming back with my elbow here and the person was taller and the chin was up here, I might have to switch over to a hammer punch up. As I'm coming backwards, just extend up and open up into a hammer punch. So I need to have eyes on target so I can make those fine adjustments as I'm coming in. So as I'm ripping, I'm striking, coming up for the elbow. I'm going to jump out this direction because that's the direction I'm facing, and I can see everything that's happening out here. I don't know anything that's happening back here. I don't know what's behind me. I may step off the end of the curb, but I can see everything here so that when I jump forward, I know where I'm jumping. And I'm jumping in line with that foot. So I'm jumping here in line with that foot, and my toe is leading the motion. So if my body's going this direction, my toe is leading the motion this direction here, because that's the direction my leg is going to go when I load up for my kick, which is going to dump all my weight forward. If my toes aren't facing forward to support that weight, extra weight coming forward, there's a potential I'll twist my ankle and go to the ground. So I'm jumping forward, and as I jump forward, I'll load up, coming back, making contact for the knee. Should be making contact with the side of my foot here. Toes are curled back like a stomp kick, right for the kneecap, trying to drive backwards, dislocating, and then off of that, I'm trying to run. So my goal is to create the distance as quickly as I can so this doesn't transition to some other type of attack. I just want to leave the scene. If I can't leave the scene, maybe they're between me and the exit, and for whatever reason I'm having a hard time getting past that exit, I can't simply run this direction here because my exit's this direction, then I have to alter my move here. So if I'm here training a choke from behind, and I'm ripping, hitting, elbow up, jumping up for the kick, and I need to run this direction here to get out towards my exit, it's important that I understand where my exit is when I'm doing this move, and I'm not just jumping and running back into an enclosed area where I don't have the ability to break free and get out of there. Now, off of this kick, once I've delivered this kick, I've also got the ability to come in here with a hammer punch as I start to run and create that distance. So I do have other strikes I can deliver as I start to run past this person as well. So always remember, you can never hit too many times. But I'm not going to stand in front of them and sit and start going blow for blow on this person either. I want to start creating that distance and deliver strikes as I'm creating that distance and getting out of there. So I hope this was helpful for you. Please be sure and share this video. Give us a thumbs up if you like the video. Be sure and subscribe. That way you get the new videos as they're coming out. Never even hit him, so I don't know why he's choking.
I've been trying to hold it.
And thank you for joining us today.